People are fearful when they're hopeful, and they are hopeful when they should be fearful. What do I mean by that? Imagine that you are sat in a position that is making you the aforementioned £1,000. You're no longer hoping that that £1,000 is going to turn into £2,000 or £3,000. No, you're fearful that £1,000 is going to be taken from you. And if you are losing £1,000, you're most likely going to sit there and thinking, wouldn't it be great if this position turned around? You're not fearful that that position is going to get even worse. You're hopeful that it's going to turn around. And if you want to have a fighting chance of making the markets your ATM machine, and this is not a sales pitch, it's a bit of a cliche, I admit that, but if you want to have a fighting chance of making the markets the place where you take money out on a fairly regular basis, you need to turn this around. So let's take a look at not so normal and people who are what we call the 1%. Rather than talking about me, which is something I'm not that good at doing, I prefer to throw the attention some truly great traders. One in particular is someone who I wish I could have met, but he's no longer with us. His name was Charlie D. Here he says, the time you know you've become a good trader is that day you're able to win by holding on to a winning position, and rather than taking half profits, you're adding to your winning position. Rather than beginning to think, where should I get out? You're beginning to think, how can I get deeper in? How can I commit more? He says, there are many people in here, in the pit, that have traded for a long time, who have never added to a winning position. Have any of you ever added to a losing trade? Sure we have. Oh, of course we've added. You know, you bought at 20 and then it goes down to 10. You're thinking, it looked good at 20. It looks even better at 10. But how many of us have bought at 20 and then bought more at 30 and bought more at 40 and bought more at 50? Sure, there will be people who have done it and good on you. But it's very difficult emotionally to add to a winning trade. It's a lot easier to add to a losing trade because, hey, you feel like you're getting a bargain. You feel like you're buying something which is cheap. And hey, when we started learning about trading, what were we told? We were told, buy low and sell high. Quite possibly the most expensive piece of advice ever dished out in the history of mankind. Because every single time I bought low, it always went lower. And every single time I tried to short high, it always seemed to know that I was in and it would go even higher.